Pratibha Syntex is a textile vertical from fiber to fashion. We've been operational since 1997.
Cotton comes to our plant, and we at Pratibha starts from the spinning operations to knitting to dyeing and to garmenting.
Pratibha is a completely export-oriented company. The major customers we work with CNA, Nike, Patagonia, Zara. We are hugely dependent on international brands. They are continuously having a pressure from e-commerce brand. The margins are reducing.
India is kind of stuck between Bangladesh, China on one side and now developing Vietnam as a very, very cost competitive manufacturing. So the perception is that we have to be extremely competitive being in Asia.
So we had a massive fallout on deliveries before. We were faring at anywhere about 30 to 35% on our overall OTIF. Some business had either moved out or some were even planning to move out. They were not confident about our performance.
We used to sit with a whole set of orders in front of us, and then our customers yelling from different corners that this delivery is required. So we used to prioritize based on our judgment, which one I should go for, and then we used to serve those customers.
I have seen orders which were in the system for as long as 6 months. We just lost sight of those orders.
So earlier, very huge air freights, penalties. Working capital was very stretched, over 200 days. Everywhere overdue interest was charged. Once you are lagging behind in every aspect, like paying to the bank, paying our employees, paying our suppliers, definitely it will create a stress and pressures, all the executive, particularly on finance. We closed our books on negative PAT.
In the last 7-8 years, I would say the whole sustenance of the business itself has been a challenge for us.
We were having 3 verticals, yarn, fabric and garments, and all teams were selling their goods into the market and all were competing each other.
They were having their own standalone planning, and they were all trying to make more profit within the departments. So they were more focused on the local efficiencies.
So garmenting is something which is like the biggest chunk which we want to grow upon. So that's the final customers we want to serve.
One thing which personally was very, very challenging for me to implement was stopping the sales of fabrics.
The visibility of the orders were limited to maybe 35 or 40 days for each of the departments. Because they had a visibility for only that many orders which are scheduled for the next 30 or 40 days, there was no opportunity for them to steal or misuse their capacities for other orders which were scheduled for a much later date. Because this capacity stealing stopped, the order closure rate improved, the WIPs went down.
गारमेंट के अंदर डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं. एक कंपोनेंट हमने अगर डिलीवर टाइम पे कर दिया और एक कंपोनेंट को 1 महीना लेट कर दिया, तो जिसको डिलीवर किया है वो कंपोनेंट भी इज ऑफ यूजलेस. तो सब इन ए किट, इन ए बास्केट, वी आर गोइंग टू कंप्लीट द थिंग, जो अब होने लगा, जो पहले नहीं होता था.
So just seeing what is the overall cycle time and having a common buffer pre-production and post-production from fabric onwards kind of just crashed the lead time, and we're now working at almost half of what we used to do 3 years ago.
And from central planning, in the flow meetings, we are ensuring on a day-to-day basis that the color priorities are not being violated. So that discipline took some time because old habits die hard, but eventually now all the departments by default know that okay, this is the priority.
We realize customers are unnecessarily stocking a lot of products with them which they would need it later and they would block their money. We developed a model with our customer so that we are able to build a never out of stock situations, and whenever they would need, we could ship in 2 weeks time. That quadrupled our business on that particular segment of the business within implementation 6 months.
But after we implemented the system and we understood the need of the retail business, the market, we have been able to consistently deliver to our customers like Zara, Inditex, in 35 days or even less sometimes. In our old days, we would not have been able to even imagine that we can deliver from concept to delivery in 35 days.
We realized that the current sales structure wasn't working. Job role for us salespeople was end-to-end ownership, and they would actually end up spending much more time looking and tracking at the orders and carrying out the order management.
There is an order management team which has been created. Once the marketing person gets the order, he hands it over to the order management team, and then he can focus on the main job of getting more orders. The sales and marketing team is totally free from following up on a day-to-day basis on what is happening to their orders.
कुछ ऐसी प्रॉब्लम रहती थी जिसका हमको पता है कि ये प्रॉब्लम है, डे टू डे हम फेस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ टाइम हम उसको एड्रेस नहीं कर पाते थे. तो उन प्रॉब्लम को हमने फोकस करना शुरू किया एंड उन प्रॉब्लम को वन बाय वन सॉल्व करना शुरू किया.
Within 2 months, our OTIF improved to mid-90s.
Last year we won the Best Global Supplier Award from our biggest customer C&A, and that was really a proud moment standing amongst suppliers from all over the world and getting that kind of an award.
4 years back, garment turnover was like 263 crores. That has become 580 crores today. So 30% CAGR growth is already there. We used to have 140 crores raw material stocks in the company, and today we are managing with 80 crores. Our total working capital was 750 crores, and today it is below 500 crores. 360 crores utilization in working capital has dropped to 210 crores today. Earlier we were having 60 days payment terms with our suppliers. Now we are reduced to 15 days.
See, when your output has increased by 40% and our lead times are going down, costs are going down, so it has helped us to improve our EBITDA, which is almost improved by 58%.
So I think Pratibha would be in a unique position to offer design, quick response and sustainability compared to anybody else. It's a combination of all of the three that we can really offer, and the same I think is the need for the nation also.